Howdy, this is a quick video on a BB gun I'm working on. This is a Daisy model 94, vintage somewhere around, well, we know it was before 1969 because I've got a picture of myself as a child holding it when I was 4. So I'm guessing somewhere in the 60s. We've already taken it apart. It was a non-shooting gun. Discovered that the abutment washer was riding on the compression cup, so I've got some new parts on order for that. So it was a non-shooting gun for many years. I've already got it disassembled. It's got a bent stock, so I'm undecided what we're going to do there, if we put it back together and use it, or if we manufacture something new. It does have the Daisy 3-star lever. It's a classic, we'll retain that. Unfortunately, we've got heat damage on the 4-stock as well. We've got the hot dog effect, so we may end up replacing that. My main goal right now is to get it shooting. Again, may do a cleanup on it and a fire blue, as I've done on a couple other guns. I kind of wanted to document this process as we go through it. The spring is just a little bit sacked. We'll try it to see how it works, but we may end up having to replace that. The piston is still good. We've got the two stud piston on this gun. Shot tube was in good shape. Metal trigger, all the hardware is there. So we'll call this part 1 of a series of undetermined episodes at this point. Details to follow. Alright, here's part 2 of Grandpa's BB gun. Again, this was a model, he's 97. Sorry, model 97. Got the internals working, we put a new seal kit in. Shoots strong again. Immediately disassembled it, and we're going to try to make our own stock and 4-stock. Got a couple pieces of walnut that, interestingly enough, came from Grandpa himself of a tree that he cut down. So I've gone ahead and traced out our old stock, added about an inch or so of material. Going to try to reuse the hammer on the end. We'll see how that goes, but just going to rough cut the buttstock, and then we'll take this plank, rip it in half, and glue it together to give us enough material for a 4-stock. That's where we're at in the game right now. Details to follow. Well, that was far from easy, but we ended up getting a very rough cut stock blank. And I say rough because I'm using an 8-inch bandsaw with a semi-used blade. I think it popped off at least 4 times. But we got it in a rough shape. I'd rather be able to remove material than put it back on. So we got enough to start working. For our 4-stock, we've got two pieces that I cut down the middle. We tried planing a 6-inch piece of material on a 4-inch planer, and it's a little off, but we're going to see what we can do. Get these glued up and see where we end up with. The seam on the stock will not be down the center exactly due to the little difference in width, but we're going to try it, see how it goes. If nothing else, it'll be a good practice. So with that being said, the next video we'll have the bench cleaned up a little bit, maybe a little more detail done on the stock, and keep going one step at a time. Well, it's been probably a couple of months since I made any updates on this project. I had intentions of filming every step, but you know, it just gets too involved at some points, and I'm not that guy yet. But this is the Grampa BB gun that we've been talking about, and I had some plans to do a restoration document where we're at so far. So this, I just got it placed together, but if we pull the lever off, this is the old stock, the banana stock we're pulling off, and this is where we're at with a replacement stock. Made this out of walnut. I can't even remember if I documented the piece of wood we started with, but this is it so far, and it turned out pretty good. I'm not a big fan of the shiny finish. I think we're going to move to a satin, but that fits really nice like so. And for our 4 stock, if we pull off the hot dog, you can see this is where we're at with the 4 stock, starting with a solid block. Kind of did it a little backwards, but I learned a lot doing it. But we've got a channel on this side, we've got a channel for the tube on that side. It does fit together pretty nice, like so. Now we've got to finish contouring that to be somewhat in that shape. Put the barrel hoop on. Once that's fit, then we'll take the barrel, wire brush it, and then fire blue for a final assembly. So that's the update for today. It is the middle of October. We'll see where we're at when we get her done. Here's another update on the Daisy number 94 BB gun. Took a while, but we finally got the 4 stock milled and drilled and to fit the barrel assembly, and I just started shaping it tonight, and my goal to get the barrel band to fit on there, so we're just taking off a little bit of material at a time until we get the desired shape. Still uncertain on how, if I'll do the whole stock like the original, or if how we'll taper it. I'm not sure, just kind of working it a little bit at a time. In the meantime, we do have the buttstock here that is ready to go. I've had multiple coats of True Oil on there, sanding, wet sanding, steel wool, fabricated a little butt plate out of aluminum, slightly irregular just due to the shape of the buttstock itself, not perfect. And I think I might replace those screws. I bought a couple different ones to try, but there's our buttstock for the moment. So that's the update on the Grampa BB gun, the Daisy number 94. Details to follow. Okay, we're a couple nights later. We've got a little bit of an update on the BB gun. Last time we started working on the 4 stock and using a Sureform, a couple of files. We've started to craft this down a whisker at a time so we could get the barrel band on. And that's where we stand at this point. Wanted to get this shape defined, make sure we were set here. And I will probably tape this to prevent it from going down any farther. Finish shaping the rest of the stock similar to the hot dog, but possibly a little different. I don't want to take it undersized. I want to maintain this diameter there, so we might just form that a little bit. Once we get this to size and finished, then we're going to start on the receiver with a wire wheel treatment, and then we're going to go with a perma blue. I decided we're going to try that instead of the fire blue on this gun. Try to maintain the dark receiver somewhat. So that is the update for now. Oh, one last little thing. The Model 94 has had a little hammer on the back of the plastic stock here, and I've pulled that out of this old stock, and I'm going to try to put it on the new walnut stock. So a lot of sitting and thinking, looking at this, but that is my plan if we can make it happen. So that's it. Update for now, and see you on the next one. Just a quick little update on the BB gun project. We have the 4-stock shaped. So when it's on the receiver, we can slide that band on. You can kind of see the mark there. We went with just a rounded shape on the front, and we left a lot of beef on the back, more traditional to the carbine 1838s. Got a couple of coats of True Oil on, do another wet sand, and then we'll do one final coat, see how that looks. On the buttstock, I did remove the hammer off of the original plastic stock, and with a little bit of drilling action, we do have that set in place. I just put it on now. It's held in place with wood glue and some sawdust in there to take up a little slop and add a little mass. And we're not machinist quality perfect, but we're pretty close, and that dust I put in there should fill the gap. We'll clean that off tomorrow and potentially add a little True Oil if we need to blend the finish. But otherwise, the stocks are almost complete. Once that is done and we have everything fit, and I make sure everything fits on the receiver, we're going to strip this down, wire wheel it, clean it up, blue it. I'm going back and forth on the fire blue or the cold blue. We'll still decide what we're going to do there. And then I've got the seals, springs, and kits to put that in, and hopefully within the next week this will be a operational weapon. One last thing, aluminum 3-star lever, we will polish that up, clean it a little bit, and it'll be a functioning restored gun. Well, alright, we'll keep the videos coming. Okay, I wanted to get one last little image of the Daisy BB gun. Sorry for the wind, but we're about to take the receiver and take that paint off of there. But I wanted to get one last image of what it looked like. We've been working on this for a couple months now. Of course, replacing the plastic 4-stock and the banana stock from the back. You can see I've removed the hammer, so that's a sign of what you'll see next. But we got a dark paint on here. We're going to try to remove all that, and I think we're going to do a cold blue, see what sort of rust and pitting we have under here. This is the last time the receiver will look painted, and we'll follow up shortly. Alright, receiver is buffed and polished. We've removed all traces of paint. Really not too badly corroded. We got a couple of small spots. So we have the receiver and the shot tube. I only did the tip of the shot tube, left the rest of it original. So we're going to clean it down with our acetone, and then we're going to use, well, we're going to wear our gloves, keep the fingers prints off the receiver, then use the cotton balls on our Perma Blue. Try a couple applications, and we'll take her from there. Once we have the desired color, rinse it off and then soak it in oil overnight. Well, that's it for now. Details to follow. Okay, it is the day after the cold bluing treatment, and we had this soak in gun oil overnight. It was wiped down. Cleaned her off today, and pretty pleased with the results. I've got a couple of slight blemishes down on this end of the receiver, and if you can catch it in the light, just to look a little spotty, but all in all, it's pretty good. We're going to go ahead and put it together, see how it turns out. We've treated all the hardware this morning with the cold bluing, and those are resting in oil now. We'll probably let him sit a couple hours and put this together tonight. The shot tube turned out okay, and then we've got the other hardware cleaned up. Lever, barrel band, trigger spring, air tube assembly, and the stock. Of course, the stock turned out pretty good, and I was pretty pleased with the hammer. We got that blended in, I think, adequately. And the forestock, we put a couple more coats of True Oil on that and did some wet sanding. But all in all, it's been a fun project. Looking forward to getting it together. As I said in the very first video, this was my grandfather's, and although I can't show him, I will be showing this to my father, who's 88 years old, and I'm hoping he gets a kick out of this. So probably got one more video to go when it's completed, and I will see you then. Okay, it's the day after our cold blue treatment, and I think we've got a finished product. I did say I had a photograph of myself holding the gun, and there it is, 1968. I'd be 4 years old, holding Grandpa's model 94. But here's our finished product. The cold blue did turn out really good. We did a couple of touch-ups to satisfy our needs on this one, but it actually represents the dark paint pretty good, and in combination with the walnut, it really turns out to be a good look for it. Like I said, we mounted an aluminum butt plate. We took the hammer off the plastic stock. We were able to utilize all the original hardware, all the screws, slotted screws we kept, the Daisy 3-star lever, the new seal kit, and of course the original peep sight. So this is a finished product. I had a lot of fun doing it. I'm kind of sad to see it done, but we'll find another one to start putzing with here pretty quick. But I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. Like I said at the beginning, I just wanted to document it for my own fun. I'm looking forward to sharing it with my father. He's 88, and I think he'll get a big kick out of this too. You know, this was his father's gun, and to see it honored, carried down for the next generation, will be a big thrill for him, and myself included. So thanks for watching, and you know what I was going to say, it's really hard to display how good it looks under the fluorescent lights of the kitchen. So I think I'll add a quick clip of the short video I took of it yesterday outside. That one came off my iPhone. We'll see what quality that is. But again, Daisy model number 94, restoration complete. Thanks for watching.